Hi, welcome back. I'm Marek Mularczyk from sitetraining.co.uk and the author of a popular blog, PhotoshopLightroomTV. Welcome to another episode of PhotoshopLightroomTV. This is episode 63, and I have an announcement for you. Now, if you're following my blog, PhotoshopLightroomTV, you know that already. In case you haven't heard, Adobe released brand new Lightroom 4 Beta. Okay. Lightroom 4 Beta is a brand new release from Adobe, and it's a beta version, which means you can use it for free. You can download it and use it until Lightroom 4 is being released. So I've got a video about Lightroom 4 Beta for you, actually two. So let's jump into the first video about Lightroom 4 Beta. So here I am in the develop module. Okay. I've got one of the images opened, and while in develop module you notice the soft proofing option here at the bottom below the image. As you roll over it, you'll also see the keyboard shortcut, so you can just press S to activate soft proofing. Notice the first thing, the background behind the image changes to white. That's because it's trying to proof the soft proof on the paper. Okay. If I just right click on this empty area here, you can see that it's proofing on a paper white. Of course, you can use any of these settings here. Paper white is the default. Okay. Just going to turn off the soft proofing, and I'll right click again, and now we've got a background as usual in Lightroom. Okay. So I'm going to click on soft proofing again. So I'll just press S on the keyboard. Now on the right hand side here on the top, in the histogram area here, we've got a soft proofing now. Okay, can you see how it changes? If I just press S to exit soft proofing, it goes back to histogram. When I press S again to enter soft proofing, it changes into soft proofing here. Okay. I'm going to start by creating proof copy. Okay. So I'm going to create a virtual copy for a soft proofing to keep the original. Okay. You can see it here in the strip on the bottom. Okay. Now the proof settings, you can proof the profiles, sRGB or Adobe RGB, or any profiles for printers if you have them installed on your computer. In this case I'm going to stick to sRGB. Okay. Now on the top we get a histogram. Okay. But notice something interesting. As I move the cursor over the image, the RGB values below the histogram in the soft proofing area, so in this top right corner of my screen, displays values for RGB, for red, green and blue, in numbers, not in percentage value. Yeah, that's something new in here. Okay. Now what else we've got in here? In the top left corner you've got an icon that shows you the monitor gamut warning. Okay, so if I just click on that, I may get any pixels that are not rendering on the screen. Nothing in this case here. So I'm going to click on it to hide it. However, in the top right corner we've got a gamut warning for destination, so in this case for print, in this case for sRGB. So if I click on it, I'm getting a couple of warnings here. There's a few here, okay, and here and here. There's a couple of them, right? So now I can deal with that, because these are the pixels, or these are the areas within the image that I want print. They are outside the gamut for print. So I'm going to scroll down here. I'll go into the basic tab. Okay. Let me just minimize the film strip at the bottom. Okay. And now in here, I'm going to scroll here. Now notice some changes here. Highlights, shadows, whites and blacks. Let me just undo that. So I'm going to here. So I'm going to take the highlight slider. Okay. And as I increase that or decrease that, these cropped or clipped pixels starting to appear more or disappear. In this case, as I'm moving the highlight slider to the left, they start disappearing, especially from these areas here. They disappeared and almost disappeared from here. There's still a couple of them in here. So I'm going to take the white slider now, the shadows, okay, and I'm going to decrease the shadows as well, just a bit. Okay, they're gone from the tires, so I'm going to keep that like that, right? Then with the whites, okay, you can see what's happening. Okay, if I increase the bright whites a lot, these are all the pixels that I want to print. So I'm going to take it down. Okay, it looks good. With the blacks, I'll increase them just a bit so the clipping disappears from the front grille here on the car. Okay, it looks okay. Everything's in here. Everything looks good, and everything's going to print. Okay. And that's how the soft proofing works in Lightroom 4 Beta. Okay, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed this first video on Lightroom 4 Beta. There's loads of amazing new features in Lightroom 4 Beta. I've been creating videos, Lightroom 4 Beta Masterclass, so go to PhotoshopLightroomTV and start watching them. I've been recording videos about new features in Lightroom 4 Beta, so you can get on. There's also a video on how to download and install Lightroom 4 Beta, so if you don't know where to download it from, it's available on Adobe Labs website. You won't find it on adobe.com, as they say in the US. Go to PhotoshopLightroomTV. Okay, or just visit my YouTube channel. Okay, what else? I just want to remind you once again that my book is now available. Build websites that work with Adobe Dreamweaver CS5. Go to amazon.com or amazon.co.uk, or just go to my website scitraining.co.uk and order your copy either in a PDF, in a paperback, or as a Kindle. It's also available on the Kindle. Okay. Now, without further ado, let me jump into another video about Lightroom 4 Beta. Let me show you another fantastic feature in Lightroom 4 Beta. Okay, so I will see you back in a couple of minutes. I'm going to start by importing an image into Lightroom. So I'm going to hit import, and I'm going to import one video to show you an example. I'm going to import something from here, not that one here, that one here, the review of the HTC Sensation that I did recently. You can find it on my blog, PhotoshopLightroomTV, as well as on my YouTube channel. Okay. I'm not going to apply any presets here. I'm going to do a copy. I'll import it into my test, and then I'll click import to start importing it. Okay, video finished importing. I'm here in Lightroom, and that's the preview of the image of the video. Now there's a couple of really good new features. Now, as you remember, Lightroom 3 was the first version of Lightroom that supported importing videos. But the only thing you could do with video in Lightroom 3 was to import it, see the screenshot like I'm seeing now here, and that was it. If you wanted to play it, it would open in your native video player, and you couldn't do anything to it really. You could just import it, export it, you could add keywords, metadata, and so on. But here's what you can do now in Lightroom 4. Now, first of all, notice what's going to happen as I move my cursor over the video. Okay. It starts playing. Okay. Now let me show you something interesting. As I move my cursor from left to right, the video starts playing in order. This is really good. I'm just moving my cursor over the video. How cool is that? Okay, so this is something that's new in Lightroom 4. Now, okay, well, you may have read on my blog that you can make some adjustments to the video, that you can color correct the video. So obviously what I would do is I would jump to develop module. However, okay, in here, let me just bring the, yeah, okay, now the same message appears that used to appear in Lightroom 3. Video is not supported in develop module. That's true. However, if I go back to the library module, okay, notice that there are some adjustments here in quick develop. So we can adjust the video layout. I'm going to start by double clicking on it to see it bigger. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you notice that you can also play the video. I can start adjusting it. Okay, I can expand that, and you can actually color correct the video in Lightroom 4 Beta. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial as well. And that's it for this week, I'm afraid. That's it for this week's episode of Photoshop Lightroom TV. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching this episode. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week on next episode, episode 64 of Photoshop Lightroom TV. Thank you for watching. I'm Marek Mularczyk from scitraining.co.uk, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Bye bye.